Hey, welcome to another exciting day out here at the river house, except I'm not at the river house yet. We have got the storm of the century on its way, and so I'm going to put the army truck away just because, you know, 6 inches of snow on top of that, it doesn't need it. And I've got the trailer on the truck because we've got that log. It was the biggest apricot tree I have ever seen, and despite telling the gentleman we would buy it, despite his assurances it would not be cut up for firewood, we weren't after it for a favor. We wanted the saw log. I had visions of an custom hardwood floor dancing in my head, and they cut it up anyways. They saved us the good piece. Oh man, you'd never seen a tree like that. That's an apricot. Even at 50% drying loss, it would have been an amazing amount of incredibly rare wood. Just, oh, I offered real money. Now you got a pile of worthless firewood. Not worthless, but you know, 120 a cord. Anyways, bitterness aside, I need to take this to the river house, unload that, and drop the trailer, because the storm of the century is almost certainly gonna dump that maple on the house. It would be a staggering miracle if that tree doesn't hit the house sometime this Saturday. So you ever know that bad things are coming and there's nothing you can do to stop it? The only thing I could have done to stop it is go back in time and hire a tree service to cut it down. I knew if we ever got snow and it still had leaves, I was in a lot of trouble. So if I get some high winds with the snow, it'll be fine, right? Because it'll knock the snow off the branches. But if I just get snow, we're in trouble. Anyways, I gotta move the army truck, get it put under cover, gotta move the wife's truck, then I can take this truck out and unload it, and load up all the chainsaws, and bring them back here, and just hunker down and enjoy the feeling of my butthole getting so tight. Well, we got her in, and listen to this. Something burst in the fan clutch right as I shut it down. I'm telling you, man, these trucks are amazing. She looks sexy doing it though. She is a high maintenance girl. Okay, it's not in there quite straight, and we can maybe get it back another 6 inches or so, but that'll keep the rain off everything important except the bumper. And I got a piece of cardboard to throw over the winch. So now off to do the rest of the crap that we got to do today, right? Left-handed shifting, just like the British. So I'm running this thing out there mostly because I need to just get the trailer out of the way, and because for whatever reason all the chainsaws ended up left at the river house, because I figured what would I be cutting up over here. Man, I don't know how you Brits do it. So yeah, I'm also going to pick up the generator. Havre, Montana was hammered by a storm like this once before, as was the town of Kalispell in 1996. Now during that time, I, as a high school kid, made a couple of grand shoving roofs for insurance companies off of buildings and stuff. So that was pretty sweet, but it was none of my buildings that had trees laying on top of them. This time it might be. But I want to bring the generator. Plains is kind of old, and so all of our power is above ground, even through town, which means that it could get ugly. You know, when places in the other side of the state are preemptively declaring states of emergency in Montana, it's time to take it serious, because, you know, this ain't our first rodeo with snowstorms, but all the leaves are on the trees, man. All the leaves are on the trees. That log is not tied down. It'll be fine. It's tied in. I'm not a complete jackass. It's tied in. It's just not tied down. So it has 2 separate chains holding it to the trailer. It might smash the truck, but it won't go out the back. I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but many years ago when I was younger and dumber, we raced stock cars, and we were in front of some guys that were running compacts, and they had a homemade trailer out of an old mobile home frame. That part doesn't really matter. But anyways, they had 3 compacts on it. They were right behind us. The race was over. It was dark. We pull out and we go to the right. They pull out and they go to the left. Well, I never noticed it in my mirrors, but all of their compacts bounced off the end of their trailer. And their car colors were black. There's no reflectors left on any race cars. And a family hit one head on. Just no warning, no nothing. Just, it was right there in their road. A jet black car appearing out of nowhere. And killed the mother. So it happened because they just threw them in park. They weren't chained on. And that happened right behind me. You know, in hindsight, I noticed, getting better at it, in hindsight I noticed headlights bouncing, but I never stopped. I didn't really understand. You know, I was a ways away at that point and it was just dead black. But I've always made sure from that point on that every load's got 2 separate chains, and that to keep things from going out the back. Each chain's got to be strong enough to hold the whole monster. I'm a little more careless about stuff that might go forward, but never out the back. Whatever I've got is going with me. Anyways, it's time to shift again. Bucket of apple scraps. I wasn't asking for a favor. I wanted to buy it. The price I offered was far above any firewood value. That log would have been straight up until like right here. I was already making arrangements to bring the big trailer down to haul the backhoe into town just so that I could move the thing. Now I get this pathetic. Cut it up anyways. I mean, I got this one for free, but they cut it up anyways. It's hard to think that there could be half a foot of snow up here. Starting tomorrow. Alright, so I'm going to get the backhoe out. It's not mothballed or anything because I had to use it to haul this the rocks and stuff off this trailer in order to get this log. But get the backhoe out. I don't know where I'm going to put that. I'll find a spot. I can always move it with the excavator. I could just come get it with the excavator. I'll move it with something. And we'll get unhooked. Nothing in here? Good, nothing in there. Then I can load up all the chainsaws in the generator, because it's possible I might need them. That way I can fill everything with fuel. I can fill the truck with fuel. I'll bring some of the cans with me, fill those with fuel. If I do enough preparation, then nothing should happen. Problem solved. Well, it's not cold yet, but it's wet. I truly have my doubts as to whether this will be the storm of the century, but you know, originally they said it was going to go more through Havre, Great Falls, and then we've watched this slide to the west, and now we're square in the 6 to 12 inches of wet snow. It's the wet part that's the problem, and the leaves part, and the part that is still frickin' September. Anyways, I'm gonna go fill the generator with fuel. I got a can in the truck. I'm gonna fill the can with fuel. Go to bed because I still have to work tomorrow. So. Well, that's it. You know, I think we're about as ready as we're gonna be. We could lose an awful lot off that apple tree and it would still be okay. We lose an awful lot off the other two maples. There's a tree in the back over there. It's pretty rotten. It might clip the deck, yeah, on its way down. Unless this all turns into nothing, I don't think we'll get out of this without some damage. I'm going to have to put my tires on. These are brand new dump bound Yokohama Geolanders. For whatever reason, the tires that are on the blue truck just melted on that last run. I don't know why they all decided just to go. Well, I mean, we had 2 flats over the course of the 3 days. The trailer was quite overloaded with rocks, and that didn't help. But I don't know, I guess they all just sort of hit their expiration date at the same time, and so there's no way of salvaging the snow tires. They just came apart. So I'm gonna run these this winter, and who knows, find some other used ones somewhere, but should be interesting. With luck, nothing will happen, and all this was for naught. I got the generator. I've got it full of fuel. I got a can of fuel. You know, I have enough extension cords in here. That's what I was just checking. Enough extension cords in here to run the fridge and freezer if we had to, and to swap off powering the furnace. Though I'd have to add a cord to the end of the furnace, but I could do that. I could do that if I have to, but you know, the house can get pretty dang cold for a few days. That's not a big deal, but the food can't get warm. I'll take worst case scenario for 1,000, Alex. Oh.